Just making sure the video thing's working. Mark Wilson. Oh God, not Mark Wilson. Anyone else but Mark Wilson. Mark, do me a favour. I'm getting a lot of private messages now about meat. There is no meat fishing up here. Take no notice at all on what Mark says about meat fishing. There is no meat fishing. He's trying to wind me up, everyone, and he's succeeding. Right, I've been fishing. I have actually been fishing for probably a good hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't even know what the time is now, but well, no, it's 5 o'clock, so I don't know what time I started. But I'm going to target targeting the roach today. So I'm feeding. I got some stuff out the freezer this morning. I found some, and I'm feeding hemp. Very, very fine, small hemp. That's all that was in there. And we're feeding. There's some bigger hemp here that I found in the freezer as well. And there's a few tares mixed in with it. And that's it. But I'm gonna just make sure that's working. That's the only problem with this job. Yeah. Right. So we're on the moat. We're on peg 16. That video this morning, anyone that saw that, that wasn't actually rehearsed. And I'm not gonna act the goat on this one, hopefully not. But I'm gonna fish. Well, actually, I'll tell you what I am gonna do. I'm gonna fish through the water to start off with. I've got a rig here. Got some little droppers on it. I'm fishing probably 12 inches off the bottom. I don't know if you can see the rig, probably can't, but hey ho. I've got little droppers. That's the hook here. It's a pellet hook, but I like it because it's a wide gape end. Obviously a barbless. I've got a little number 8 dropper there, another one there, and another one there, and I've got a little tiny number 9 directly underneath the float. Just there, I don't know if you can see that, just a little one. I personally always put a little weight underneath the float, so it marks exactly where I am. I've also put a bit of Tipex up there so I know the exact depth of it, but I'm fishing through the water. That's what I'm going to try and do, just make sure this is working again. I'm not yabbling away to myself. Yeah. So I'm going to fish for 2-3 hours. This evening. I finished all my other jobs this afternoon. We've got the wind's coming. I'm on peg 17. The wind's coming down this way, pushing towards the island. So I've got some droppers on there. I'm flicking it out and I'm letting it go through the water to find out where my fish are. I've just gone away. I've been away for a little while actually, so I've got to try and get them on the go. I did have them on the go. I've got some lovely roach. And I'm going to explain a few different things to you today. Well, not that I know what I'm talking about, but on what bait you choose, on what fish you'll catch, and that's kind of what this is about. I'm trying to fish for my favourite fish today, which are roach, and eventually I want to try and bring them up in the water and catch them shallow. So I've got another rig over here. I've not fed anything else at all, apart from the small hemp, which is that, okay, and the slightly bigger hemp, which is that, that's got some tears in with it as well. I've had nothing else. Tony Asplin, hello. Gary Nichols, hello. I'm not going to catch anything too big. I'll tell you what I will do later. I'm only fishing for silvers, but I'm going to drop in at the edge and make a point of how you feed, and what you feed is what fish you'll catch, and I'll prove that shortly. So we're fishing hemp and tears. We're going to go out and try and catch a fish. I hope the camera's in the right place. The wind's blowing down this way. I'm kind of, if you can imagine fishing a river and a stick float, I'm holding that back when there's a nice breeze. I'm holding it back, and then the bait's dropping through the water, and it dictates to where these fish are up in the water. And I shall carry on feeding to try and get them up in the water, because I like catching them shallow. The float will settle. It's up high at the moment, but it will settle. And the species I'm trying to catch is roach. There's one on now. A good roach, nice roach here. So I've got a very light elastic on, a blue hydro. That's my first fish for you guys to see on the Facebook Live. And this is what I'm trying to target. Don't know if you can see that. Quality roach. You can catch these. The better snap. I like if there's a bait shop open, I'd fish hemp and tears, and I'd be feeding caster as well. So quality roach. I've got a few roach in the net already. I've been buggering about, experimenting on the different things, which I kind of like doing. But that's what I'm targeting, is the roach. So there's a tiny little tear there, only small tears. There's the hook. I'll zoom in. I don't know if you can see that. It is a size 16 hook, but it's like a pellet hook, and they're perfect for the tears. Absolutely perfect. And this is my sort of fishing. I love this sort of fishing. So I've got a really, I don't know if you can see that. Very soft elastic blue hydro. I'm fishing, I'll show you what I'm fishing on the 2.5 pound. That's what I'm feeding. I'm fishing that straight through. I've got no bottom or anything like that, which is I don't know if you can see on there, it's 2.8. So 2.5 pound line straight through, nice soft elastic. See if we can get another one. I'll tell you what, that done my head in this morning. I wasn't even planning on fishing, trying to catch that other Casper, but I fed a few floaters out there, and I couldn't help myself, and I didn't catch it. I caught another one, and I think I've exaggerated on the size of it. I don't know, I didn't weigh it, but I reckon anything from 18 pounds maybe to 20 pounds. I don't know if you can see I'm holding that back. I don't know if that tear's still on. There's a slight breeze coming over, so I'm just holding it back. A little pinch of hemp. Fish on. Lovely, I love fishing like this. Nice elastic, nice and shallow. There's another quality roach. Don't know if you can see that. And that's what I'm after. If you can see that, beautiful roach. You'll probably get bored of this before long. Some might still be at work. Who knows? This is for Mark Wilson's benefit, if he's still watching. There is no meat allowed at Wold Farm Fisheries. Mark tries to bend the rules all the time, and that's why he's barred from here. I don't know if you can actually see the float going under, but it's a biter chuck. Fish on, and you'll notice what I'll be catching. The only things really, theoretically, I should be catching are skimmers, possibly. These lovely roach. These lovely roach here, and then possibly some hybrids. I've had some stonking hybrids. To £2, I'd say. Just caught straight. I don't know if you can see that. don't know if you're watching Alfie. Alfie come and had a go with me fishing half hour ago, and he caught plenty of fish. Geese are doing my heading. We're fishing ever so light, very light lines. I can get away with it with light lines. I'll drop in there later on a barbel, and I'm going to prove a point on where you fish, how you fish, what bait you use, and so on. Small roach. Try and get a cat shot later if we can. I will just double check to make sure I'm not talking to myself. No, I'm not. Been a glorious day today. Have a nice roach. Quality roach. After my film this morning, I have had Sky TV contact me today because of the lockdown, wanting me to be a TV presenter, and I've had to decline them down because I've got too much work on. But hey ho. The lake was cold as well, by the way. Small roach. You're proper taking it down. I need to. I'll probably start fishing shallow. These fish are up in the water now, so I'll probably. I'll change my rig in a minute. I'll just do like this little light elastic. This blue elastic is lovely. There's a slight toe on it, and I'm just holding it back as though you would like a stick float. Just holding it back for it to settle. If it settles down at the bottom, I'm going lifting it up, going straight back out again normally. I've not had a bite coming through the water. I'll just flick it out again. Another pinch, another little feed. I hope that you can actually see the float going under. I've kept the float so it's up reasonably high, so hopefully you'll be able to see the bites. They're going out on patrol. settled on the bottom. That's your crucian. Little crucian. Loads of them in here. I fish for them, just one a chuck literally. But I didn't want to catch them today. Caught a few earlier. The geese are driving me absolutely insane. There's loads on here. There's the greys, there's Canadas, they're nesting all over the place. Oh yeah, that was a good fish. That was a good fish. Good rope. Nesting all over the place and they're squabbling with each other like you would not believe. You know, I've never ever fished so much as I have since this lockdown thing. Well, kind of have. I used to fish 7 days a week, but I'm on about recently. Crucian. Right, I don't want to be catching them, so I want to come up in the water. Come shallower. Make sure this is working. Not talking to myself. Yep. Can't read any of the comments at the moment because I've got tape all the way around there. Oh, did I see Paul Richards there? Did I see his name on there? Paul Richards, I think. Hello, Paul, if that is you. Try a different rig. We're going to come shallow, so I do not want to be catching crucians today. Let's see if this makes any difference. Still fishing hemp and tears. Fishing shallow now, very shallow. 1.5 feet deep. My sort of fishing. You get a lot of bites fishing shallow like this, but you miss a lot of them. You miss a lot of bites. Floats going under all the time, but you do miss them. Small roach. Very small roach. Kids are having their tea now, should think. It's gone 5. So hello Alfie. Hello Scarlett. Hello Ronnie. Hello my gorgeous wife Kat. We're fishing 1.5 feet deep, 2 pound line still. Small hooked, size 16 hook, but like a pellet hook. Feed up a bit now, try and get them further up in the water to bring them up in the water now. We're just after the roach today. Another nice roach. Oh, come off, balls. This is a different rig. I've got one little dropper down there. That's the depth I'm fishing. One little dropper, light little float, 2 pound line straight through. Fishing very shallow. If I was fishing for carp, I'd have a shorter leader than that at the top. The float would be up more towards the pole. But you miss a lot of bites like these, and I'm getting a lot of tangles, especially at my age. So that's why I've got and there's a slight breeze, which is in my favour really, as I'm presenting the bait. The breeze is in my favour, but that's why I've got a slightly longer bit going to the float, to the elastic. Oh, that was a better one. That's a shame, that was a better one. That might have been one of them hybrids. I've caught some hybrids in here today, or this afternoon. Probably near on 2 pounds, some hybrids. That's how I'm putting the hook on like that. I don't know if you can see that. Might be a bit blurry, who knows. I feel like I'm talking to myself, talking to the geese. I'll tell you what I'm going to. Someone sent me a message earlier on, do I do fishing lessons? I kind of used to years ago. I'm a bit clumsy nowadays. I can catch a few fish, that's a nice roach. But I'll tell you who does do them, and he's not over there. And you can come up here. Another nice roach. You can come up here and he'll put you right on how to catch fish. And that's Mark Pollard. He does days out fishing, especially on the silvers and that. He's mustard. Well, on anything, on absolutely anything. He's mustard, but he does do. I'm going to message the guy whoever messaged me. If you're watching, I think he watched one of the feeds I done this morning, the Facebook Live. Sent me a message. Do I do tuition? I need tuition myself. I can't even see the flipping stuff. I have to wear glasses now. But yeah, Mark does that. That's his thing. So you can actually, when all this craziness finishes, you can book a day in with Mark Pollard, and I'd highly, highly, highly recommend him as well. Nice guy. He'll give as much information away as possible, and a bloody good angler, especially the silvers. And he's cheaper than I'll be. But I might even, I'm trying to get him to come down the river. I've got a few spots in the Riveroo Syndicate that I've got. Lovely silvers down there, lovely silvers, lots of dace, big dace and roach and stuff like that, my sort of thing. And that's down between Oakley and Milton Ernest. I'm trying to get him to come and do a feature down there for me, but he's so busy with all the features that he does on the, you know, he's and the tuition that he does, etc. But I would love him to come down there, and hopefully when all this finishes and in the season, when the season starts on the river, I'd like him to hopefully come and have a day. But I say, whoever sent me the message about tuition, I'll give you Mark's details. I will message you back, and I'll give you Mark's details. So anyone that's joining us, I'm not out fishing illegally. I'm on my complex at Wild Farm Fisheries. If it gets shared and people say, no, you shouldn't be fishing, blah, 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 we're on lockdown, I agree, people shouldn't be fishing, but I'm very, very lucky and privileged to have all this in my back garden, so yeah, I'm lucky with that. So I've had, I haven't really had any negative comments. I had one bloke, forget his name now, he's a right knob end, forget his name. I'm not allowed to be rude actually, because kids are there. But if anyone's got any negative comments or don't like this sort of fishing, or the way I do things, don't follow the page. It's easy. If you're not into this sort of fishing, don't follow it. Simple. I love constructive criticism, love it, but the guy the other day was very rude, and I couldn't be asked to even message back with him anymore. I left him to Steve the Greek. He never commented back to Steve, but yeah, if you like this sort of fishing, then follow the page. If you don't, no hassle to me. Missing a lot of bite. Every time that float's going through the water, something's having it. I've only got one little dropper. Maybe I should lift the dropper up. I'm going to try that in a minute. Maybe they're pecking at that. Another fish on. Try that. Move that dropper, because they kind of sometimes peck at it. We'll try and grab that, thinking that it's a bit of hemp or something, and you get miss a lot of bites, which you think are bites. They're not actually bites. They're going for the dropper. That's what I'm after, some of the ropes like that. I tell you, it's such a lovely evening. I'm just going to make sure I ain't talking to myself again. No, good. I can't read any of your comments at the moment. But for those that have just joined, we're fishing on peg 17 on the Moat Lake. There is no carp in here apart from proper true English crucians, which, for anyone that likes catching them, I love crucians. I'll catch a few later for you. At the moment, I'm just targeting silverfish, but what I'm going to do in a bit is show you how you feed, what you feed, and how to target your fish, and what species of fish. And that's what I like. That's the challenge to me. If I wanted to catch a barbel, which I'll prove later, I shall come and catch a barbel. If I want to catch some crucians, I'll catch some crucians. If I want to target the tench, I'll target the tench. And I'll show you by what sorts of methods later on in the, I was going to say later on in the programme, I sound like I'm a freaking TV presenter. Later on in this live Facebook feed. That's a little crucian. Beautiful little fish. It's a small one, but they're lovely. As soon as you hold them, they stop still. But it's very rare to go and catch proper, true English crucians, and that's the only carp that's in here is a proper, true English crucian. This is the most unprofitable lake that I have, because a lot of people like catching the carp, but I love this lake and I will not. I refuse to put a carp in here. I do get people, there's not loads of people that are into the silverfish, but I do get people that come from all over the place, all over the country, to come and fish this lake, because there is no carp in here. And I'm quite proud of that. Very dear friend of mine, if Mark Page is watching, his dad, lovely man, bless his heart, he's passed away now. But he would crucify me, and so would another chap who's passed away. He would crucify me if I put a carp in here. I used to love coming up here just to catch the silvers. What I might do later is go onto 2 pegs. If I get time, might go to 2 pegs. Peg 1, which is right at the top there, and peg 20, which is round the corner where no one ever goes. I might go and try and catch a chub if I've got time. I've got no decent bread, and that's probably what I'd probably use, a bit of bread down by the bridge. But we'll go and do a bit of Mr. Crabtree possibly later, and see if I can target a decent chub. The chub are in here, believe it or not, are 3.5 to 4 pounds, some of them. But they're only in certain pegs. A couple of years ago, oh, that was a good fish. A couple of years ago, I stocked a load of little chublets in here, but I've got no maggot. I'm sorry, I've got no maggot. Look at the state of that fish on. Well, they're sort of not even casters. I think they've gone beyond them. I could put a fly on maybe. Looks like a nice roach. Lovely roach. And this is what I've come to catch. Beautiful. Actually, it might be a rudd. It is a rudd. Huge big rudd in there. Don't know if that's quality. They are quality fish. Look at this, mint, absolutely mint. And that's what I love about this lake. You can fish a lovely light elastic, and you can catch these, a fish a chuck all day long. There's a lot bigger in here. There's double the size of that in here. But what lovely fishing. The last person that done a feature on here was Keith Arthur from Tight Lines. He done a feature on there, Fishing TV. I did put a post on my Facebook page about that, but that was a pleasure to meet him. Lovely chap. Enjoyed his company. Had a good chat with him. He caught some lovely roach. If you go back a few posts, I don't know, probably a month and a half ago, I forget what it was. That's when he come up and had a go for some roach, and he done all right. And the weather weren't kind to him, to be honest with you. Those of you that are not sure what that is, I don't know if you can see it over there. It's a blue water aerator. So there's a lot of fish in these lakes, and I'll tell you a bit of stuff about fish management in a minute. There's that many in here if it's really hot. Having said that, it was really hot last year. I never put them on once. But that's as a prevention. If anything, if I'm not happy with the water, you get an algae bloom or whatever, I bang them on. And for those that don't know, have any ponds and that lot, oxygenating plants. You need plants in there to take the ammonia away, turns it into nitrate and all that jazz. But I don't know if you know, you find all these out the hard way, but oxygenating plants are great during the day, but at night they give oxygen off during the day, and at night they take it all away. So if you get a fish death, 9 times out of 10 that'll be early hours of the morning, because then plants have drawn all the oxygen back in. You need a good balance. It's all about fishery management. But yeah, so what I am going to do as well, when I cleaned and dug the lakes out 20 odd years ago, I took some old photographs and that. So in the old stable block there that I've got all my old fishing kit and that lot in there, I shall maybe one night next week, if we're still on, well, we will be still on this lockdown, I'll grab a beer and I'll get some old photographs out and show you when I cleaned them all out, so you'll see the lakes with no water in at all, and the shape of them and the depth, and I'll go through that with you as well, just trying to keep you so you don't get bored at home, because it'd be doing my head in if I couldn't be out in the country. So I'm very privileged, very privileged, but I feel for you guys being stuck at home and not being able to come out and enjoy the countryside, and not necessarily even fishing, but just getting out there in the countryside. It's I know you can go in your gardens if you're privileged enough to have a garden. A lot of people aren't. They're in flats, so times are not great. So that's why I don't like listening to the sound of my voice, but that's kind of why I'm doing these little posts, because you guys can't fish yourselves, so I thought I'll do a few for you. I'll try and do as many as I can, and try and do different things for you. Maybe next week I'll probably go on the Islands Lake. I've not done anything on there for a little while, so I might go on there on the islands. That's a tench. I'm fishing 1.5 foot deep. I don't know if you can see it. Little tench, baby tench. Now tench with a bred in here. There aren't many places you can go. There is smaller in here. There's tench in here that big, literally. But there aren't many places you can go. It's a male tench. You can see it by that, but beautiful little thing. I don't know if you can see it. Lovely little baby tench, and I caught that 1.5 feet deep. I'm just going to double check to make sure I'm not talking to myself again. I'll keep doing that. Nope. Good. Alright, anyone that's just joined me, I keep repeating myself, but we're getting new people coming to watch what we're doing. We're fishing, there's a little tear there, size 16 hook, just poking it through. There's one little dropper there, small, lovely little small float there. Wind's blowing down to the island, laying it on like you would a stick float on the river. Letting it go through the water. We're fishing hempen tears, so just all I'm feeding. That is all I'm feeding is hemp. I've now come up in the water. I was fishing probably a foot off the bottom. The fish have now, because of how I'm feeding, I've brought them up in the water, and I love fishing shallow for them. Missing a lot of bites, but still getting bites, plenty of bites, but trying to catch them shallow. Every time that goes in, it's just going through the water, settling, boom, every time. Whether I hook the fish or not is another matter. If I haven't had a bite, I'm not just going to leave it out. There's a fish on. If I wouldn't have had a bite then, I'd have come out and laid it on again. So this is what we're trying to target. This is only a small roach. Not a bad one, mate. My favourite fish. Only a small one, but that's what I'm trying to target. Absolutely pristine condition. Got a tear. I stuck this video on at 5 o'clock and I was fishing for a good hour, maybe an hour and a half before then. And I was catching steady. I caught some lovely hybrids, and the hybrids are roach bream hybrids. I fished a 2-pound line and I'm fishing this rig here with shallow rig. It's a white hydro that I'm fishing, 2 pounds straight through. Nice and soft, so I'm not bumping the fish. I've got an even better elastic that I love using, but that's slightly deeper. I might go on that and see if we can catch them through the water in a bit, but love the elastic really comes out. You appreciate every fish that you catch. Don't know if you can see out there from you probably can't see out there, but the blue thing is the aerator, and I have a pole that goes from there. I cut an ash pole down. We've got traps on there just in case we get any mink come up here. We've been up here over 20 years, 23, 24, 24 years I think now. And to be honest with you, I've only maybe 6 mink, so we're so far out the way. Luckily because we're so far out the way, we don't get plagued with otters. I would hate to put otter fencing up because I think it would spoil the look of everything. But luckily we don't get problems with them because we're so far off the beaten track. If this does get shared, we're at Wild Farm Fisheries in Poddington, which is in sort of in between Bedfordshire and Northamptonshire border. So if it does get shared, that's where we are. Little crucian. Don't get a lot of them about anymore. We do everything by an appointment basis up here. You phone me on my number. If you go onto my website, you'll see it. Oh, website. So, maybe, and I haven't spoke to Martin yet, there's a dear friend of mine that's been doing it with me. He's done all of it actually. I haven't helped. We've got a whole new launch going on with our website. We don't just do fishing up here, we do loads and loads of other things. So we've got this new website coming out. Hoping that might be out. That's a better fish. Hopefully that might be out maybe this weekend. I need to speak to my old mate Martin, see where we are with it, but we're not doing Nice roach. But it'll tell you what other stuff we do. We do a lot of shooting up here, a lot of target shooting. We do festivals, lovely roach. Wedding stuff, clay pigeon shooting, corporate stuff. Got a lovely little fly fishing lake. You can hire that out. I don't do day tickets on that, but you can hire the whole lake out. We do lots and lots of different things. The air rifle thing is really good. Obviously, we can't do anything at the present moment, and we're trying to upgrade all the stuff with that at the moment. So hopefully in the summertime, God willing, and stop ringing me, whoever that is. We can we'll be able to launch that. Please don't ring me, whoever you are. Fishing nice and shallow now. Just trying to bring these fish up in the water. Bloody geese are doing me head in. Every time that goes out, it going down on the drop, they're on it. Bit blowy now, it's blowing towards the island. Fish on. Fishing nice and light. Might be a big roach. Hopefully it's a big one. That's a good fish. Well, it's not a good fish. If it's a roach, it's a good roach. Might be a tench, a little baby tench. Yeah, it's a tench. Thought it's bouncing about a bit, so we're fishing 1.5 feet deep, and having to another little tench, only a small one, only a baby. Lovely little tench though. Love tench. Nice little yellow one. So that's caught on a chair. Beautiful, mint, absolutely mint. Such a lovely fish. But that ain't what we're targeting. We're targeting a bigger roach. I thought that was a nice roach at first, but then when it started bouncing about, them hybrids go like mad. They bounce about like that. I'm feeding a lot more. I'm only putting that many out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 bits of hemp. It's quite big hemp, this stuff. Just to get them up in the water, because I'm fishing very shallow now. Just to bring them up. There's not been one time I've gone out and the float ain't gone under though, which is nice. Every single time. I've got that dropper. I'm going to try and take that dropper. I'll push that dropper up in a bit and see if that makes any difference, to see if I can actually hook into them better, rather than they might be taking the dropper going into that. Small rope. Hi Alfie, my son's having his tea now, and my babies, and Cat. Hello Cat. I'm going to move that dropper. I've got a dropper there. I'm just going to poke that up there. The tear's going down a lot slower. I don't like it's going down too slow for my liking, but we'll try it just to see. See if that makes any difference. Slight toe and it's going down towards the island. Not making any difference. I've had 3 put-ins, 3 bites. Fish on. I'll try it. That's a little hybrid. The hybrids are roach skimmers. No, and it's a roach. It's a decent roach, not a bad roach. I thought it was a hybrid. It looked pale, but it's not. It's actually not a bad little roach. Not huge. Try that again, just to see. I'll have a drink. I had to put my glasses on today. If I was fishing one of the other lakes, I would not dare to do what I'm doing now. A carp would take that, that'd be gone. First bite. We've moved that, pushed that dropper up now. Missed another one. So that's 2 put-ins, 2 misses. Another miss. There's no dropper on there, so that isn't the case. It must be, there's just a lot of fish there. They've come up in the water. Liners maybe, trying to dart in. I'm going to move that dropper. I'm fishing 1.5 foot. Those of you that didn't see my little post this morning, have a look at that. It was the last post I did from before this. I actually caught a carp. I weren't planning on fishing at all, but Casper was out there feeding like mad on the Wold Lake. I had a rod already set up. It weren't planned. I thought, sod it, I'll have a go. See, I think that is better with the dropper on, which I did. I didn't catch Casper, unfortunately. It's a nice roach. I didn't catch Casper, but I caught, it's a lovely roach. I did catch another one. I reckon it was 17 to 20 pound. I didn't weigh it, but it was good fish. 2 hands. I've got big hands. Nice fish, nice roach. That's what I'm after. Yeah, and watch it all till the end. It was quite funny. But I was like a kid. It was like I'd never been fishing before. Trying to get him. I was shaking. My hands were shaking. I was trying to put the bread on. We never had any bread. The bread was frozen. I just got it out of the freezer because when I went to go and get me to see if we had any. I weren't planning on fishing today, but I went to go in the freezer to see if I had any hemp and tears, which I normally got a bit in there. Which I did, which would have been from last year, I suppose. And went in there, got the bread out the freezer, fed a few floaters out there just before I was going to have some breakfast, and then it just went black with them. Big fish, some lovely fish in there. And yeah, I thought, right, I've got a rod out there, I'll try and catch Casper. I didn't catch it, unfortunately, but it was like proper coming in close to the bank. I don't know, I didn't catch it. If I'd have had a better bit of bread, I reckon I'd have had it, because it was proper feeding as well. But the bread kept falling off. I tried putting a bit in the toaster to defrost it. Nearly caught the bloody kitchen on fire because it was all smoking out of it. Nearly electrocuted myself. Fell in the lake. I jumped in the lake really, but it was It's all a bit hectic. I'm going to put it on You Being Framed and get some money. And my mate Steve Payne, Steve the Greek, he phoned up and said, Dax, you could have earned some money out of that, because people were saying they're going to give £20, £40, blah de blah. Whoever put that on my post on my page, I expect you to give me some money for that, and I can put it to the Daxtonbury Chris Kelly Cancer Trust Festival. So I will be looking through the comments. Do not anyone that deletes anything on there, I'm presuming that you've made a bid to try and push me in the lake, to get my wife Kat to push me in the lake. Yeah. Little cruising. It's gone in. Oh no. Not doing anything with the fish meat. Oh, it screwed me. Yeah, do bring it up properly. Foot plate. I'm paranoid that I'm talking to myself, so I'm just going to check to make sure that that is on and the battery ain't died or anything daft like that. Flipping it, is that 19 people watching or 1.9? Flipping it. I'm not into advertisement. That's where we are. Oh dear. Right, so God, there's a lot of people looking. Those that have joined me, I'll bore everyone again. We're fishing on the Moat Lake at Wold Farm Fisheries, Hemp and Tears, trying to catch the silverfish. So that's what we're after. £2 straight through. Fishing shallow up in the water, only feeding hemp. But fishing tear on the hook. Fish on. I struggled to get a peg today because we were so busy, so I had to opt on this peg. I don't know if you can see that red kite. Can you see that, guys? Look at that, beautiful red kite. That, believe it or not, does come down and have fish. I don't know if you can see it, just flew straight over. Beautiful. You must have seen it. Lovely. So we are fishing a match today here on the Moat Lake, and I've got a pound against myself to see if I win or not. I'm winning at the moment. I will try and do a catch photograph later if I get time. I'm targeting the roach. Succeeding with catching roach. Catching them shallow up in the water. It's a fisher chuck, or it's not a fisher chuck, it's a biter chuck. But probably in another half an hour. There's my dad going past. Probably in another half an hour I'll catch a few crusions. I'll drop down the edge and I'll catch a barbel. If you want a tench, I can go down that side. I'd be surprised if I didn't catch a tench down there. Some good tench. But we're just targeting the silvers. We're fishing shallow, fishing up in the water. That's all we're after, is a few roach. Every time it goes in, it's just coming down through the water before it touches, not the bottom, but it's a biter chuck. I'm missing a lot of bites. There's a lot of fish in front of me now. I want to catch a real big one if I can. I've got a couple of nice, half decent roach in the net, but not a real stonker. They are in here. There's some absolute stonking roach in here. I haven't had a hybrid for a bit. I might change my rig and go through the water and fish a foot off the bottom I've got a lot of fish come up now. They might be, the better fish might be further down, so I'm going to try that. I wish Mark Pollard was here, telling me what to do, and I can't look at my phone because I've got tape all the way around it on a bank stick. That's how you're watching me now. But Mark could tell me what to do. He's probably telling me I'm overfeeding, but I am trying to bring them up in the water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to catch one more roach, and then I'm going to go down. I'm going to put a deeper rig on and go through, see if I can get through them down to possibly better stamper roach. But every time it goes in, boom. Feels like a bream. There's a bream. Bream off. Skimmer. Such a lovely evening. It was better when we had a slight breeze towing that way because I could hold it back and it was going through the water lovely. The presentation was proper nice and I was getting a better, I was actually hooking into the fish then. It's completely still now, sun's proper out and it's that isn't helping. That works. I never even had a bite then. I'm going to put a different rig on. That shot away. I'm trying to lay it on so it goes through. Well, I'm going to try that other, I've got fish on, but I'm going to try the crucian, I think, where it bounces about, the little crucians they are. Lovely little crucian, proper true English crucian. Let's try this other rig and see, they do go up and down. So fishing slightly deeper now, saying 2 pound line. Don't know if you can see, that's the depth. Probably 4 foot, I'll say 4 foot. A little dropper there, dropper there, dropper there. A little one underneath the float, just so it goes through the water. We've got a slight breeze, so this might be better. Let's see how we get on. Got a really nice blue, like a hydro elastic on there, so very soft, very forgiving, so we won't be bumping, we're not bumping fish off. The breeze is, when the breeze, it's gone a bit now, but what I was doing, I was flicking it out and laying it over. I don't know if you can see the float, and it's just dropping down. And catching fish through the water, but the breeze is gone unfortunately. Try it though, just so we can drop them through, see where these, if the fish have gone down deeper, holding it back like a stick float. Just holding it back like a stick float, but the breeze is gone unfortunately. So. Put that on the drop, they're slightly further down. That tells you a story. That's taking it down. That's a disgorger job. So they're not up. They are further down, but they're not right down because that bite didn't indicate straight away. I wouldn't swing that in because the roach have got very soft mouths. Crucians are real hard mouths, so if they're small, this sort of size, I don't mind swinging them in. They've got good hard mouths, you won't pull the lips out. What I might do is change that other rig, go onto the other rig, but just pull the float up slightly because I don't think they are. Ah, fish off. They're not as deep as this. Taking it on the drop. They're in halfway in between, so I'll have one more fish off of this rig because I do love this elastic on there. And then I'm going to alter that other rig. I don't want to alter this because I'd have too much line from the float to the top of the pole and I'd lose, wouldn't hit into so many fish. Now if you can see them, they're taking it on the drop now. They're taking it through the water. Float's buzzing like mad. I need to go down. Yeah, that breeze is just coming back again now. See that? They're probably, I reckon these fish are 3 foot now, rather than 1.5 foot. So I shall try it. I'll have another one of this. I'll just double check, and then I'll change rigs. Have a little rope. Come here, baby. Tiny little hook, just poking it through. I don't know if it might be blurred now, but bit of hemp on the end. Little dropper there, dropper there, dropper there. But I reckon I'm a foot. I reckon I'm a foot over depth. I'll just check to make sure this is still working. Yep. It beats watching Emmerdale or whatever it is, and EastEnders, or whatever. I don't watch the telly myself, but a lot. I've been watching the news though. I'll tell you what I will say. My auntie Pauline, I had a lovely. I've been feeling a bit cheesed off, a bit fed up, financial reasons, just purely because I've got no punters coming in here at the moment, which is. Everyone's in the same boat, so I'm not even going to go down that road. But I had a FaceTime from my auntie Pauline. She's been in hospital for 12 days solid, and she's had this coronavirus. And yeah, she came out yesterday. She FaceTimed me, and I was absolutely chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits. So she's had it, and she's got a lot of health problems. But she fought it and come out the right side of it, and she was proper bad in there. She thought she was going to die, bless her heart, but she didn't. And she come through, and she FaceTimed me last night, and I was chuffed a bit. So well done, Pauline. She won't be watching this, but well done to her. You hear so much crap and on social media and stuff like that about everything everyone says is this bloody virus thing, and I kind of get it, but you don't hear any good news. The good news is I'm gonna have a beer later, and I've got with my good lady. Well, she won't have a beer, but with my wife, I'll have a little kiss and a cuddle with her. She might we might have another little one on the way if we ain't careful. If you can hear me, cat, tonight's the night. Alfie, if you can hear me and the girls, I'm sorry. Alfie did say he would like another brother or sister, to be fair. Oh. I'm going to change rigs again. I'll have one more fish, I'll change rigs again. I don't know if you can see my float's just bouncing. Just settled, I'm going to change that rig. I've got Peg 18's next door to me there. We'll have a walk round in a bit. Peg 18's next door, and I've got a bloody tree. It's leaning right over. It was an old thorn tree, but it's had its day now. It needs coppicing back, and then it will really come out. But it's proper dangerously coming over, so we're going to have to. I don't know what we'll have to do with that, to be honest with you. Mark Page, hello Mark. Who else is on here? Can't see, I've got me bit of tape. Got me bit of tape in the way I can't see. I've put a bit of sellotape, well not sellotape, a bit of electrical tape on a bank stick round my phone. I'll try that. Let's try this. I'm gonna come slightly, just slightly up a bit. Just slightly up a bit. See if that makes any difference. Is anyone on here like a barbel? Want me to catch a barbel? I'll catch a barbel in a sec. I'll catch a few more roach and then we'll drop in and see if we can catch ourselves a barbel. And I'll prove, anyone that's been, I don't know how long I've been, I don't even know what the time is, but for anyone that's been watching this since I started it, oh dear, look at that, I've got an eel. You'll notice all I've been doing is catching roach, but that's all I've been feeding for is roach. That's all I've been wanting to catch is roach. But I'm going to show you something in a sec. Catch a few more roach. I'm just experimenting. That's what I like about this sort of fishing. I don't like just sticking at the same thing all day long. I don't like just sitting there watching a float. I like to be busy. I like to be busy catching fish. But I like to be busy in my mind trying to catch fish and sussing it out with a field craft or watercraft even. I've just done another from the other rig, which was probably 4 foot. This is probably, there I go, fish on. That's my point. The fish are moving up and down in the water. So you've got to, I see it so many times with match fishing. People just sit there doing the same thing all the time. They're not catching fish. There's no fish in here, blah, blah, blah. Well, you need to just change your tactics. If they're not, just change what you're doing. And that is why this is my favourite lake. Because you put a match on it, it's so hard to catch them because they back off. Everyone starts catching straight away, then the fish back off. I fished 3 matches on here and won 3 matches on here when I very first started opening up. And it's a different lake now, and I stopped doing it because people were getting the ump. But I'm not bigging myself up, but with it at all, because it was just with friends and bits and pieces like that. But the point is, that's why I don't fish the matches any matches anymore. The point is, I don't just sit there watching the float. I chop and change. You change your tactics, change your bait, change going up in the water, change a million different things. There's so many different things you can do to change, and that will buy you a bite. If you're sitting there, your float's gone down dead depth and you ain't had nothing, lift it up, put it down, lift it up, try a different bait, different hook, different ways it goes through the water. Nice little roach. That's what I'm after. That sort of stamp and better. Have another fish and I'll drop in for a barbel. No, I won't. I'll tell you what I'm going to do to make sure people are actually watching and getting it turned off. Yep. Right. I'm going to prove a point in a sec. I'm going to catch another roach, shallow, same rig, nothing is going to be different at all. I'm feeding the same, okay? Just to prove a point. I'm targeting roach, okay? That's another roach. I might catch another one because I do love these roach. This is a lovely roach, beautiful, look. Don't know if you can see it coming into the net. Beautiful. Mint condition. Let's catch another one. Let's catch another one. But I will prove my point again in a sec. I'm just enjoying catching these roach. My favourite fish. Just enjoying catching them. I haven't caught a roach. I haven't been roach fishing like this for a year. Probably this time last year. And they're my favourite fish, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna catch one or two more. Then I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna show you something now. In there. There might be one live maggot in there. Okay, I found them. There might be one live maggot in there. They're all not even casters, so God knows what they are in there now. But I will try and find a maggot in there, and I'm going to put maggot on there. I'm going to put 2 maggots on exactly the same rig. Okay, fish on. The bream. I'm going to put a maggot on exactly the same rig, not doing anything different, and you see what I catch. I don't mind catching these. I love these as well. This is rammed in here for them. If you fish in here with chopworm and caster, you catch one of them a chuck. You catch one of them a chuck. Loads of them and bigger. So if I was fishing for them on here, chopworm and caster feeding, a bit of ground bait out there, just a bit, not ball it in, but a little bit to start off with. Feeding caster, all just nothing else but caster. I fish a worm on the end, maybe tip it with a worm and have a line out there. I'd also fish down the side and put micro pellet down the side to keep all the other fish away, and then you sit on your bream. Your bream will be out there. That's what I would do. And I would catch fish. I would catch them bream. Like I'm catching these roach. I'm going to go and catch some crucians in a minute. Exactly the same line. I'm not changing anything at all, apart from I will fish on maggot, if I can find one in there. Oh, talk of the devil. One there. Have one more. Pitch sight. Last cast. Just enjoying catching these roach. Love fishing shallow. My favourite sort of fishing, I think, fishing shallow up in the water. That is a hybrid. Bream roach hybrid. Only a small one, but they go well. Only a small one. One more. I promise this is the last one. And then we'll catch a barbel. We'll try and catch a barbel. We might catch a tench. I've got a little tiny bit of sweet corn. I'm going to stick that on the hook, and I'm going to go right down on the edge. You won't be able to see, so I'm not going to move that, but we'll try that in a second. This is the same line, feeding hemp. Is a biter chuck. Whether I hook them, whether I hook these roach or not, but it is a biter chuck. again, they've either gone slightly further down, the better fish, or they might be slightly higher. I'll alter the rig again. I'll alter this rig. I'll try coming shallower. Fishing that deep. Oh. Just gone slightly deeper. Might be a tench, the way it's bouncing about. Might be a tench. That's a roach, good roach. I went slightly deeper. Right. Nice roach. Nice roach. Gonna prove my point. Same depth, everything's the same. I'm gonna try and find a maggot. If I can find one in here. I'll just keep feeding, still keep feeding the hemp. But I'm putting 2 maggots on the hook. Okay, everything's the same. I might go a little bit shallow, but everything else is the same. Okay. I need to go a little bit shallow because I'm going to get caught up in there. So I'm going to feed hemp, same line, nothing's changed, nothing's different. I'll probably catch a huge roach now. I have. Not a huge roach, but. Yeah, I'm going to go shallow because there's make sure this is bloody working still. Yeah. Feed a bit of hemp. Not had a bite, that had gone by now. If I was fishing on a tear, because all I've been doing is fishing tears on the hook. Sorry, if I'd been, if I'd have put a tear on the hook, that'd have gone. I'd have had a bite. That's gone through the water, Just had a bite then. Gone through the water. Another bite then as it settled. Now that is stuffed with fish in there, stuffed with a roach. Absolutely stuffed. If I put a tear on, that would have gone. That's gone all the way through them fish. Because I keep feeding this and change the bait. This is my whole point with the match fishing type thing. I've just had a bite then. It depends on what you're fishing, how you're fishing, how you're feeding, on what you're going to catch. Now if I put a tear on, I'd have a roach, without a doubt. I think they're liners that I'm getting on that. I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought I'd have caught crucian. But the crucians might be further down in the water. The roach will come up, depends on where they are. There's stuff with fish there, stuff with fish. But not, I've not had a bite. Well, I have had a bite, I've had an odd bite, but not had a fish. I'm going to change over now to a tear. If I'd been feeding maggot or pellet or whatever line it would be, you'd catch different fish for whatever method, whatever fish you want to catch. That's my whole point of what I'm saying. So I wanted to target roach. I put 2 maggots on. I've had 1 roach, to be fair. I have had a roach. But look, I'm having to wait for the bite. Just had a little tweak there. I've not caught fish. So I'm doing exactly the same thing as what I have been doing since I started out fishing. But I'm just put a different bait on. That's gone all the way through the water now. That's settled. Nothing. Right, let's try this to prove my point. So that was 2 maggots, okay? Gone all through the water through them fish. I'll put tear on, and that's all I've been feeding is hemp and tears. Little tear, and I bet you I get a bite instantaneously as soon as that goes out through the water. I'm not saying I'll hook the fish, but we'll be getting the bite straight away. Now that went all the way through. These fish are coming up in the water. Not changed anything at all. Another bite. Put a maggot on. Not a fish. I have one roach. Fish on. Right, I'm going to go back onto a maggot again. Another roach. That's my whole point. So if I fed a maggot line there and continuously put maggot on, or a pellet line, micro pellet, I'll put 2 more maggots on just to prove the point again. To be fair, the maggots aren't the best maggots in the world. There's one there, I'll rig in about a couple at the bottom. But I had 2 put-ins then, 3 put-ins. A bite as soon as straight away. I put 2 maggots on now. Okay, if I fed maggot, it'd be different. I did catch a roach on the bounce then, but that would have gone. If I'd have put a tear on there, that would have gone. That's gone through the water now, all the way through the water, all the way through. That's settled now. Not a bite. Not a bite, look. Just had one then. I think they're liners, I think they're fish coming up in the water. The point is, change your tactics, change your different things. If you're not catching on maggot, try something else, try a different bait, try a bit of sweet corn. That's gone through the water, it's settled now. Settled, nothing, not a bite. Fish are still there, still feeding. Not a bite. I'll put a tear on. Put a tear on, okay? We're going to catch ourselves a barbel in a sec. I've got a tiny bit of corn. I've just put two little pinches down there a second ago. And we'll drop on. See if we can catch a barbel. Right, it's just gone out. Straight away. Not caught it, but a bite. Another bite. Another bite. Not caught them, but I'm getting bites. That settled. This isn't even settling. That's going through the water. Another bite. I think the fish have gone deeper. I'm not going to change the rig because I'm going to catch myself a barbel in a sec. But we've not changed any, it's the same line, feeding the same, not changed anything at all apart from the bait that we're using. Another bite. Fish it on. Roach. Right, we'll try and catch our, I've made the point, that's the point that I was trying to say. Same line, we had one fish on that maggot line. Nice little roach, only a small one. Right. 2 minutes ago, or maybe not, 5 minutes ago, I put a bit of corn down the edge. Make sure we've got fingers on. Yeah. You won't be able to see. Different rig. I'm trying to catch a barbel. I'll probably end up catching because I'll put some bait down there, not a little bit of sweet corn. It might not be barbel seed, but the barbel on any lake, always around the margins, always around the margins. You can't see it here, but I'm gonna drop in. I'll tell you what I am gonna do. I'm going to get that ready because there's some big barbel. There's barbel to 9 pounds in here. Keep net out, you probably can't see it, but I'm going to have a go there and literally, I'm on a platform now, I'm going to have a go to this side to start off with. If I fed, try my luck for a barbel. See if I can catch one of them just down the edge. If the crucians are there, it's hard work. You won't get through them. more down this side. I've just had a bite down there. I had a little cruising down there. I'm going to put, I've only got one tin this week. I'm going to put a little bit of corn just down the side there. I'm right in close to the bank. But the barbel, peg 16, which is the next peg to my left, is a lot of barbel in there. But they go round, they go round the margins and that lot. So I'm going to see if we can catch one. Caught a few roach. This is more of a waiting game, it's not as quick as that. Having said that, on the oaks the other day, flip it, innit? Unbelievable. But I was fishing on a pellet, I'm on corn now. Fishing on a banded pellet. I'll put a bit of corn down there. Might drop in on that later. Bite. I think it's cruising now. Bobbing up and down. Might be a tench. Into the fish. Feels like a tench. I thought it'd be. Might be a barbel. I think it's a tench though. No, it might be a barbel. Yeah, it's a barbel. Little barbel. This is the first lake I ever put a barbel in. If I'd have fished pellet down there, I'd catch loads of barbel, but yeah, if I fed a lot of pellet down the side, down the edge there, I'll catch barbel. Not a big barbel. Hard work now, the old barbel. But, that's right by the keep net. Same as the other day when I fished the Oaks Lake. I was catching right at the tip of the keep net. Try it again, might catch another one. I'll keep feeding that there for a roach. See if I can catch a few more roach. Nice roach. I was just plonking that down the side, and that's on a bit of sweet corn. Just poking that down the side and had a roach. Not a monster, but nice roach. Just on a bit of corn. I'm just lifting it down there. Use the same bit of corn. See if I can catch myself another barbel. I'll tell you what, actually, I've got some. It's a shame you can't see down there, but I'm fishing right in by the side, right in the margin. I'm trying to catch a barbel. I'll have another barbel, then I'll go out there and try and catch some more roach out over there. storm, so that's what I'm saying. If you're fishing for your, it's only a baby tench. Have a little tench. If you target your fish and, for example, like the hempen tear, that's all I've been catching is pretty much 99.9% of the fish. Roach, that's what I wanted to catch, that's what I set my stall out for. I said down here you catch tench, barbel. If I went out there and fished, if I had good maggot and fed it properly, I'd catch the crucians. The crucians are slightly further down. Just actually put a little bit of pellet down here now. I've got some pellet behind me. Oh, that was a barbel. Again, if I put a banded pellet on, or a pellet on the hook, and fed pellet down there, the barbel will be Barbel City. Have a nice roach. Quality roach. Nice roach, that one. Another bit of corn. See if I can dob on a barbel. I wouldn't mind just sitting there catching them roach like that. Try this side again. And I might walk down there. I've got a bit of that stale bread that I had earlier on. It's not white bread, ideally it would have been white bread, but I might go and see if there's a chub down by the bridge. I'll grab the phone and have a walk down there in a sec. Just take a landing net with me. Little tench down the edge there. Only a small one, another small tench. Only a little baby one. Lovely. Look. Beautiful. Probably never seen that one, I shouldn't think. Believe it or not. I'm surprised that. Well, I've only had 2 puttings down there, but. Right in by the keep net. Like proper, foot and a half away from the bank. Barbel. thought they'd be down there. I've had a barbel that size, that side. God, there's a bush there. It's trying to take me underneath the bush. It's taking me under the bush. It's taking me in the bush. Ah, it took me in the bush. There's a little bush there. It took me in there. That was a good barbel. At £50, I reckon. That was a good barbel. Have another dob in that side to make sure this thing's working. Yeah. Is that 26 people or 2.6? Look at that. Let's try down this side again. That was a good barbel, big barbel. There's barbels in here to over £9 in this lake. This is the first lake I stopped barbelling in the moat lake. Another barbel. Only a small one. Only a little one, real small one. Now I've just stopped feeding out there now. I've stopped feeding out there now for the roach. I'll keep feeding. We'll have another go. I've literally just put some pellet. I put 2 little pinches of corn down on my left-hand side there. Okay, and I've got some pellet behind me. First time I put any in, I've just dumped some pellet in there, dumped some pellet in there, bam, straight away. Straight away. These little coarse pellet, 4mm. Just literally by my keeping it like proper close in, straight away into the barbel. Gone through both strings, but try again. If I fish pellet on the hook, it'll be a barbel every putting. But I haven't actually got, I've only got 4mm pellet. I ain't been after them, I've been after catching a few roach, which I've caught. Yeah. I caught what I wanted to catch. Getting tired now. Another bit of corn. A lot of them, loads of them. If you put micro pellet down there, I fished a 5mm, a 6mm expander on micro pellet. It'll be one of them, a chuck. one of them a chuck if you like cruising. That's what I was saying earlier on. If you catch your species, fish for them. It's they're in here to be caught. We'll have a go up there for maybe for a chub. I'm right in on the edge, proper right in. Feels like a tench. Yeah, that is a tench. Another little tench. Another male tench. Very small, look at them. I'll go for a wander in a sec. We'll go this side. Oh. Another go down there, so oh. One more look at saying. I'm trying to catch, if I can, for a pack up, one real big barbel. Cruising. I might get cruising out now because I'll put that pellet in there. Oh dear, oh, well enough of that. Right, I've had enough. What I'm going to do, I might come and catch a few more roach in a sec. I'm going to have a little wander up here. Let's see if I can catch a chub. Where's that one there? Let's go up there. Let's see if I can catch a chub. No one ever fishes up here. I'm going to have to pull the bank stick out It'll be a bit Heath Robertson, but a few bits of sweet corn in there. Alright, I've just got a bit of bread. I'll try a bit of bread. These chub live underneath the bridge, but it'd be nice if I can catch one. No one ever fishes up here. Bear with me, chaps. I want to take this out. It says my battery's low. Bear with me. I'll have to put my charger on. That's the peg I've been fishing. That thing go. Got to charge my battery up. I'm hoping that's gonna 20% battery. I've got that bloody don't know. I will try and get a catch photo in there. All these. Let's have a little wander up here. See, this is where the chub are. So we're on the Moat Lake. Battery's going to die. It's peg 16. This is where a lot of barbel are. You get a lot of barbel in here, and they're just down the edge, down there. But we're going to go up here. Peg 18. And this is where the chub. There's an island here, and this is where Wild Farm originally was, on this island on here. But the wind's blowing from up there down this way today. There's that old tree there. It's peg 18. So up here, if the wind's blowing up this way, up that way, you get a lot of fish up here. But no one ever fishes up here. There are irises underneath that ash tree over there. They're all irises growing up underneath that. Peg 19 here. Very narrow, so you don't get a lot of people. You don't get a lot of people fish here. It's lovely up here, all the flowers just coming out. Now that's where them chub are. So we're on pen. This is peg 20 here. Let's see if I can catch myself one. And they live underneath that bridge there. I don't let anyone come up here. There's 3 tubes there, and that's where they live. It's really shallow. I'm going to be a bit quiet. See if I can catch myself one. I've got a bank stick. Let's see if I can put that bank stick in there. Can't even bloody see. That's it. Right, struggling. That's it. Right, this will be a result if I catch one of these. I hope the bloody phone don't die of battery. Well, I've just put a battery charger thing on. I don't know if it's going to work. got a bit of bread if you can hear me, and it's brown, it's not the best bread in the world. We might not get nothing. Flies everywhere. Oh, you bugger. That's 2 bites just there. Not saying it's a chub. I don't know what it is. But this is where the chub live. And they're very shy. Very shy. It's crumbled up a bit of bread underneath the 3 tubes there. This is the bridge that goes all the way through. And this is an island, probably about an acre. And then that's where Wild Farm originally was. There's an old house in there. It was last lived in 1927, I believe. There's some old wells on there. Another little, just a little tap there. Floats moving about, this ain't down there feeding. One little go down here again. Ah, you bugger. Ah! Ah! I think my battery's bloody died now. No, it isn't. God, bloody hell. Down there, I'm going to show you, there's 3 tubes. 1, 2, 3. And that's where the chub are. We've cut all this stuff back here. I don't know if you can see. We cut it back here. Cut all that lot back there, round there. But this is where these bloody chub are. They're hard to get, but I failed. God dear. Sorry guys, I failed. I tried to catch one. I ain't going to sit there all night. I've still got some feeding to do. I'll go and feed some of the lakes. I did try, Mel. I can see you now, Mel. I did try, mate. They're up there. They're up there and they're up by peg 1. I might catch another couple of roach. I'll see if we can catch, and then I'll go and... I had a lovely afternoon, Mel Baxter. If you're watching, well, you are watching. I've just seen your post. I don't know if I ain't going to get them back on the boil now, but let's have a look. See where we are. Battery might die. Where are we? be fair, I went in there and I had a few bites on that, but this is what this is what I've got. That is brown bread. I've sooner use white bread, and I've got 3 children. I've got 2 twin girls. I've got my son Alfie, who's 4, my beautiful wife Kat, and we've got to feed them on this and this for the rest of the week, because we've got no fishermen coming up here. So as soon as this lockdown finishes, I want you guys to come up and catch some fish and spend some money with me. Should we catch a barbel or try for a roach? The first one to comment, tell me if you want a barbel or a roach. I'll have a quick look. Barbel or roach? Barbel or roach? Barbel or roach? Come on guys, barbel or roach? I'm going to look in a sec. I'm going to feed it as though we're going to catch a roach. I'll put a bit of pellet. I've found a bit of pellet in my bag, some 4mm pellet. We'll put it down there, we'll catch a barbel there. Put a bit down there, we'll catch a barbel down there. Tell me what you want. Barbel. Barbel. Barbel it is, boys. Barbel it is. Right. I don't know how deep that was because I've changed this round. I'm going to have to just stick a plummet on it. I'll quickly stick a plummet on it and just get the depth, and I'll drop in for a barbel. What I'll do, I think my phone's going to die. If it dies, I will post. The next post will be what I've caught, roughly. I'll do a try and get a catch photograph. This whole thing, I want to try and post this back live if I can. We're about on the money there, depth-wise. I'll go a smidgen. No, that'll do me. Yeah, I don't really want to lose this. I want to try and post this live feed that I've been doing when I finish. But if my battery dies, I don't know if it automatically sends it to it. So, because of this lockdown, very limited on bait. What we've got, I've only got a bit of sweet corn. We'll try that. We'll try for a barbel. That's the first comment that come through. Don't know what side to go down. Let's try down this side here. I lost a big barbel down here earlier. There's some big barbel in here, and I'm right down by my keep nets now. Not sure I've got me landing net. If I put a pellet on, which I haven't got with me, I've only got 4mm hard feeding pellet. If I put a pellet on the hook, or a banded pellet, it will go straight away with a barbel. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that. So I've only got sweet corn, just dobbed in there, and I've had a bite. Had 2 put-ins, I've had 2 bites. But I'm trying to catch a barbel for you guys on this Easter weekend. Last Sunday we had our Easter day because we thought last weekend it was Easter Sunday last weekend. Got the days completely muddled up. So we've done an Easter egg hunt up here around the farm, all in the woods. It was great. We had a great day, and but we got the wrong weekend. That's what it does to you, this lockdown thing, doesn't it? You don't even know what day it is. I don't normally know what day it is anyway. I'm right in by my keep nets now. I should really go a tad deeper. Float's bobbing. But small fish. I'm going to try down this side. I've had a couple of bites down. Let's try down this side. Ah, bloody little cruising or tench. Foul look. We're into a barbel. A good one. Feels like not a bad one. I think it's a barbel or a tench. Hugging the bottom. So those that have joined, we're at Wild Farm Fisheries. We're on peg 17 on the Moat Lake. We were doing a feature on, well I say a feature, we're doing a little bit of a live broadcast for catching roach out shallow, which we've done, and I've caught a lot of roach today, or this afternoon, but I just said we'll try and catch a barbel. We're in now to a barbel. Don't know how big it is. Trying to get underneath the keep nets. Small one, it's not a big one. I thought it was a bigger one than that. It's only a little one. Baby one. It really is a small one. It's probably £1.5 pounds, only a little one, little baby barbel. See if we can get his granddad. Go down this edge, yeah. Caught in the tree now. I am. Coming in really close to see. These barbels do come in very close, so right by the keep nets. Bloke's dibbing about. Dibbing again. Dip, 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 go on, go. Go on the other side, there seems to be more this side. Oh, I forgot to say, that last barbel I foul hooked in the fin. That's why it went off like a train. I thought it was a better one. But I foul hooked it, so. barbel again. Yeah. This feels like a better one. Having to bury that is a good one. Buried the pole in the water, but it feels like it's going to snap the pole. Taking into the snag, I think. God dear. Nice, it's done me the snag. See what's gone and done. It's taken me right up to the next peg. And it's gone underneath the jetty. I'm going to be back in a minute, if I can. If I get this out, it'll be a miracle. Bear with me 1 second. I will be back. Done me like a kipper. Done me like a kipper. I'm going to take you and show you somewhere. What have I done? I've not done there. Hello, Paul Nichols. Right. Lost that fish. Good luck to him. I'd do same, duck. I bet you people are bitching, aren't they? Are they? Are they moaning because I'm fishing? I bet they are. Go on the Wold site, have a look at the map for the fishery, Steve Holloway. Right. People are too bloody quick to judge. Stock it with carp. This kind of fishing is for noddies. Here we go. Right, anyone that's watching this that doesn't like this sort of fishing, then please come off of my Facebook page. I've got lots of lakes here. If you like carp, which that last comment I'm sure you do, I ain't worried. I've got thick skin. But if you don't like it, piss off. That's the easy answer. Don't bother me. Right. Anyone that's joined me, this is we're at Wold Farm Fisheries. This is my back garden. I'm going to feed some fish so you guys, so you're not thinking that I'm I've gone somewhere else. Just bear me 1 second, guys. Just bear, my phone might die in a second, so you'll have to bear with me. But I'm not fishing illegally. I'm actually fishing in my back garden, which I will show you. Whoa. Right, here we go. That's where I've been fishing today. I don't know if you can see up there. We'll throw a few floaters out. Probably come back in here in a minute, but so we're on the Islands Lake now. I'm looking at, we're on peg 6. I'll come back over in a sec. There's a golden orph just come up there. Golden orph, I don't know if you can see it. What I'm going to do, I'll try and get a catch picture of them fish that I just caught, if I can. If I can get my missus to come out and help me. And there you are. So I've just fed, we're on the Islands Lake, we're at Wild Farm Fisheries, that's where we are. People keep on asking where we are. I'm just putting a bit of floating pellet out here on the Islands Lake. So this is a lot of carp in here, ornamental fish, a bit of everything in here. Don't know if you can see, I've literally just put a few floaters out there. There's goldfish there. Right, we'll go over. So these are like, that's a match style lake. That's a silverfish only lake. This is like a match style lake. There's 12 pegs on there. There's 20 pegs on the moat. We'll come up here. I've got the Oaks Lake, which has got, that's my main match lake. There's 25 pegs on there. We're just going to go now onto the Wold Lake, and that's got the big ones in there. So for anyone that's saying, I don't like catching silverfish, well, I didn't do this post for you guys. I actually done the post as a silverfish catching thing that I done today, and I done I said this morning that I'd do it for silverfish. Silverfish are my favourite fish. If you don't like them, no problem, each to their own. But this is probably what these you'll like. This is probably what you guys would like, probably more than the bigger fish, if you like bigger fish. I had one this morning out of there. I have to feed my fish. I'm having to feed them at the moment like 4 times, 5 times a day. It's, yeah. So I had a go this afternoon. How do I turn this thing around? So this is the Wold Lake. Here. This is my back garden. Because that is my beautiful wife. Say hello, darling. Are they getting nasty comments on there? That's my boy, that's my girls. Oh, thank you. Got a delay on there, right. Let's feed some of these on here, see if these come up. So this has got the bigger fish in. You alright, Alfie? Do you want to feed some? No, you take them out with your hand. Here you go and swim in again. Go on, Alfie. I'm not going. I caught a fish off here earlier and I jumped in the lake earlier on to go and get it out. If you hadn't seen that, my last post, go on in, Alfie, hang on son, hang on. It's cost me a fortune, mate, with grub. I've got 6 lakes up here and we're having to go and feed them 4 or 5 times a day. It's killing me. But there's a lot of people off worse than me. We're all healthy, aren't we, Alfie?
Yeah.
Are you healthy? Yeah. Have you had your tea? Yeah. What did you have for dinner?
I haven't had nothing now. Because it's not my.
What did you have for tea, Alfie?
I had fish.
Have you been feeding these fish? Because they normally come straight up, Alfie. I can see them down there. I don't know if you guys can see down there. That'll do now, Alfie. There's another one. That'll do. There's a... no more. No more. No, no. Alfie. Listen in ears, please. Listen in ears. Listen in ears. Is he gonna or isn't he gonna? Alfred James Rupert Miller. Right. Get him. I can't really tell. Right, I'm going to have to go and tell Mummy now. You can't see in here. It's a bit late now, but someone's just asked how big do they go in there. There's carp to 38.8 is the biggest one I've known in here. There's only 6 pegs in here. There's big catfish in here. I reckon my girls and that have been feeding it. They have, because look, there's a bag there. They've just must have just fed them, I reckon, because this normally comes up like a jacuzzi. But they are. They're my clothes earlier on, Jeremy, where I fell in the lake or jumped in the lake. My phone's about to... You cold? This is the most important thing of the day. One of them beauties. There's such a delay in that. Are you watching me on the Facebook? Are you? Are you? Are you watching me on Facebook? Hey, look. Oh dear. There you are, there's one that's come up there. Good health, everyone. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Phil Nichols. What a lovely place to live. Good luck to you, bud. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. I'm trying to do some Facebook Lives just to keep people's brains in gear with it all. So those that have joined us and haven't seen it all the way through, check out our Facebook page. It's Wild Farm Fisheries. We're in Bedfordshire, in between Bedfordshire and Northamptonshire, in a little village called Poddington, and we're just relaunching our new website, which will be, just Google Wild Farm. That'll be coming hopefully over the weekend, and it's not just about the fishing. We do lots of other stuff here. We do lots of shooting, target shooting, clay pigeon shooting, yeah, all manner of different bits and pieces. So if anyone says that you shouldn't be out fishing, You can't get a lot closer than that, can you, Cat? She'll nod her head in a minute. Cat, you can't get a lot closer to fishing than that, can you? It's such a delay on it, isn't it? Darling, cool, that was a big fish just topped. I don't know if you guys heard that. Out there. There it goes again. Did you see that, chaps? Did you see that? Is it near where Santa Pod Raceway is? Yeah, we are out the way. Don't think about just coming up, because you can't just come up here. Everything we do is by an appointment only. So you phone me before you come in. How much to fish the carp lake? I'm not sending anyone any details. If you're interested, just Google Wold Farm and it'll all come up. It's Wold Farm Fisheries. Yeah. I reckon I've got sunstroke. Another nice fish. There's fish everywhere in here, look. What I might do tomorrow is over there, I've been baiting up boilies on the deck there. Out here, I've been baiting up boilies out there. What I might do tomorrow while we're having tea is try and catch a catfish. I've got big catfish in here. So the people that don't like my little roach and that lot, which I love, they're my favourite fish. I'm trying to do something different for everyone each day to keep you all amused. And unfortunately, you guys can't get out on the bank. I'm very privileged and fortunate enough to be able to do that. I understand you guys can't, and that is why I'm doing it. I don't particularly like, let me do this. I'm not mad on fishing for carp. They're not my favourite things. Catfish are stinky, horrible things. But for you guys, I will try tomorrow to catch one. I'd sooner go and catch roach, which I've done today. So anyone that's just joined us, I'll post this up, and you'll be able to have a look at the whole thing if you want, if you're bored, which I'm sure you guys are at home. Another nice fish just top there. I will post a picture if I get chance of the catch that I've caught this afternoon. I don't know how long I've been fishing for. I started the Facebook Live at 5 o'clock. Yeah, and I probably fished an hour and a half before that, I should think. But I was targeting the roach, not the carp. That's a big carp there. That's a big fella sticking its head out. Don't know, I'll try and zoom in onto that. That's a big one. Real big fish. My kids have been feeding them all day on here. They've been feeding them, so that normally if you throw some stuff out anywhere on here, they'd just come up and you'd start catching them, or they start feeding, should I say. Thank you, Paul Holding. It's a lovely lake. It is a lovely, lovely, lovely lake. This lake was dug out in the wartime, not for the lake. It was dug, there's a mound of earth there. And where Santa Pod Raceway is was an old runway for the American Air Force from years ago. And it wasn't dug for a lake, it was dug for that. And they used to fire the guns in there before he used to take off on their mission to make sure the guns were firing okay. And then in the 60s, the police cleaned this out here and filled it with catfish and bream and carp and bits of everything in there. And about, I don't know, near on 20 years ago, I cleaned it out. And I don't know if you can see over there's another big mound over there. It was only probably 2 foot deep, with water in it and about 3 foot of sludge, and I cleaned it all out. The fish would have died if I wouldn't have done that. It is deep, it's very deep. Out there, out in that bit there, it's probably 12 foot deep, I should say. But as I was saying, it was very shallow. It was never dug for a lake, it was dug for that mound of earth there. So we had a really hot summer years and years and years ago, and I decided to clean the lake out, make it deeper. I dug a couple of stock ponds and put the big original fish in there, and there's still fish in here today from years and years ago. So that shows you how old some of these fish are. And they've gone back in here, so some of these fish you can see feeding. Are some of the original fish. And the catfish, there was a catfish in there. If you go onto YouTube and Google Wold Farm Fisheries catfish, I'll show you, I'll take you over there. If you Google Wold Farm Fisheries catfish, there's a thing on there. My old mate Paul Hardy, he let me get that. He took a video of it, and it says that catfish is now 6 foot long. So we're updating everything. There's my telephone number. Don't ring me now, but when all the shutdown thing's all done, you're welcome to come up here, as long as you behave yourselves. If you don't, you'll be kicked off. Simple as that. So we've got 6 lakes up here. We've got 4 that are commercially open to the public. We've got the Moat Lake, which is silvers only. We've got the Islands Lake, which I'm just about to go over there now. And we've got the Wold Lake. Good health, everyone. I'll nip up to the Oaks Lake so you can see that. You know, I usually go for carp on the Oaks Lake. Yeah, I don't take any nonsense, Ricky, whoever Ricky is. So I don't. I won't take any nonsense at all. Is the lake he's just videoing more for big girls? Yeah, there's Davey, is it Davey? Davey, yeah, the Wold Lake. So let's go back to the beginning. The Moat Lake where I've been fishing, silvers only. The only carp that are in there are proper true English crucians. They're only proper true English crucians. So I've been trying to catch a few roach today because they're my favourite fish. We've then got the sorry, I'll just see someone up there. It's Bruce. We've got the Oaks Lake, which is a match lake, 25 pegs, full of carp, bream and barbel. Some roach in there as well. Wold Lake has got some big carp in there, and the big barbel. Big carp and big catfish. And the I'll show you. When you said no zero tolerance, I'll show you what zero tolerance is all about, my friend. Yeah, the what other lake was there? The Islands Lake. It's like an ornamental lake. We've got all sorts in there. All sorts. End of the day, you respect the waters you're fishing. So we're coming up to the Oaks Lake now. We're coming up to the Oaks Lake. This might die, my battery might die any second. I better go. I better keep quiet. He might be trying to shoot an old rabbit or something. I don't know, but I won't go up there. But let me just quickly show you. This is the Oaks Lake. You might be able to see through there. He's stalking something. The Oaks Lake's through there. You can just see it. Hi, Wayne. Jeremy. I don't know what Bruce is after shooting, but maybe he's seen a poacher. That's my mate Bruce, he lives on site. He's doing a bit of security for me. I'll come up here. This is the Oaks Lake. This is head of security. We don't take any nonsense up here at all, do we, Bruce? Who's that? So this is the Oaks Lake. That's Bruce, everyone. He's the gamekeeper up here. I didn't even know he's up here. It's too late to feed now, but I'll throw a few out here for you. It's been very wet up here. Cat, I'll be home in a minute. I want to grab this beer. I want to get Bruce to do a quick cat shot for me. So we're on the Oaks Lake now, guys. Yeah. Someone just said, Jeremy, don't take it zero tolerance. Then I'll just come up to the Oaks Lake. And then Bruce is up there with a rifle over his shoulder. Oh, Bryn, you know it, Bryn. You know the score. You know the score. So this is the Oaks Lake. Alan Cook, what's he shooting? Alan, if I told you that, me old fruit, you'd know as much as I do. Because I ain't got a bleeding clue. Hi, Eddie. Eddie, why do they call you Eddie? Because I never knew you as Eddie. Oh dear. I don't know where he's gone. If it ain't Bruce, it's my dad up here with a rifle or a shotgun. You guys got to remember what we do for a living is fishing and shooting. I come up here the other day, I had probably, I don't know how many hours on there, but 3 hours I think. I had a lot of fish. A couple of £100 I think. I better go and pack my bloody kit up, ain't I? That's going down nicely, boys. You want to have a look, see what's in the cake net? So I started the Facebook Live at 5 o'clock. I haven't got a clue. Someone tell me what the time is now. And I'll see if Bruce, I'll put a picture, okay? Go on to Like Wild Farm Fisheries. If you go onto my Facebook page, which you're obviously all on now, unless it's being shared or whatever this business. If you go on there, the next thing I'll post on there will be a picture, cat shot of what I've had this afternoon. I started at, I reckon 4 o'clock, because I took my kit over there. I reckon about 4 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, so 4, 5, 6, 7. I've had 4 hours on there, and I've been trying to catch, roach. So that's what I was tackling. Thank you, Paul Holding. That's what I was tackling, was roach today. Do you know what, mate? I've had a hard day today. I've been stock taking. It's been hard old graft, boy. Right, we'll get back there. This is the Oaks Lake. Good match lake. Very, very fair match lake. Right, let's get back and I might have to go and get another beer. Have a look at the Facebook one I done this morning. So those that like big fish and not my roach, have a look at the Facebook thingy I done this morning. You'll like that one. I'll show you some big fish, boys. You go and have a look at that one. I done it this morning. I don't even know what day it is, but I done it this morning. Go and have a look at that one if you like the big uns. We try to cater for everyone up here. We've got big fish, little fish and tiddlers. The smallest fish, I put another post on there yesterday. You have a look how big that one is. That was a monster, about our new website. It does, Jeremy. Jeremy, I'll tell you what, seriously, Jeremy, you will not believe the amount of geese we got up here, and I'm not actually joking. I'm not joking at all. I've got lots of work still to do up here. Look at the state of this, where it's been so bloody wet. We've got an overflow pipe there that goes into the ditch there, and it got blocked up with a load of chaff where I'm feed the duck and stuff, and it got blocked up, and we had so much rain, it flooded out into here. Yeah. I hope you're all behaving yourself and staying at home, the same as me. And I am actually being serious because it's pretty scary out there. I went to the shops yesterday to go and get some bait. I paid for it online. When I say bait, I'm on about to stock the fish. I'm going up the top of the hill at the moment to stock my to feed the lakes. I spent another 200 quid in there yesterday just to feed the fish. I'm out of breath because I've just come up the top of the hill. Look, up there. Anyway, it was scary. I went out. I ain't been out for 2 weeks. I shouldn't think. Let me do this over. And there's people queuing up outside shops, social distancing, quite right. And it's just, it's horrible. People with face masks on. It's really not good out there. So this is why I'm doing these Facebook post things. This beer's gone to me head. This is why I'm doing the Facebook post things, because I'm trying to keep you lot amused, occupied. I'm privileged to be able to go fishing whenever I want. There's another lake there. Look, let me spin it over. It's got my old trout in. That's the Catsey Lake. Anyway, I'm privileged to be able to go fishing when I want. I can fish every day if I want to. I sport for choice. I'm lucky. I'm privileged, and but I'm happy to share it with you guys. I just don't want any negative comments. If you don't like the fishing or the fish, piss off. It's a simple answer. If you don't like it, go. Sorry if there's any kids here. Yeah, if you don't like it, go. I don't want any negative stuff. There's enough negative stuff going on in the world at the moment. And the only reason I've been fishing and that lot is just to try and hopefully keep you guys amused. There's one bloke the other day, Steve the Greek, my mate Steve, he started having a tussle with him about stuff. He was so bloody rude, told me to F off and all sorts, and that flipping just rude because he don't believe that their barbel should be in the lakes, which is fair enough. He's entitled to his comment, but don't throw abuse at me because I've got barbel in my lakes and the barbel thrive in here. Just bloody makes me blood boil. What are you doing? I'm walking round to my peg. I'm going to see if I can find Bruce. Let's see if I can get some of these fish out. What's the biggest you've caught out of there? Out what lake, mate? Scott, what lake? What's the biggest one? What, out the Carp Lake? Out of this lake? Thanks, Eddie. I'm gonna I'm going to go and pack it. I don't know where Bruce has gone. I wanted to do a catch photograph. I'll put this here. That one there. Hang on. So this one, Scott, it's not really a big fish water. It's more of a match style lake. The biggest one in there is probably, well, it's double figured. This one, there's no carp in there at all. But these are more match style lakes. Now I've come this video, I'll be watching your live videos over the weekend. Good. Yeah, so as I say, this one, they're all different. I've tried to do every single lake different, so that's what that's got in it. Tench, crusions, bream, chub and barbel. That's it. And that's the one I've been fishing today. This is my favourite lake because there isn't any carp in there. Again, each to their own. I love this lake. I love using a light elastic. I love fishing the pole on it. This one, bigger fish. Lot of carp in there, a bit of everything, absolutely everything in there. So you've got one that's no carp in there. This one's got absolutely every fish that swims in there. The Wild Lake, which is over the back there, has got big carp and catfish. The Oaks Lake, which is over there, is a match lake, like match style lake, big bags, 400-pound bags out of there. We've got a trout lake over the back there. We've got a bit for everyone, absolutely a bit for everyone. Yeah, we've got 6 lakes, Scott. Just, as I say, Google Wild Farm Fisheries. Some geese. Google Wild Farm Fisheries. Guys, I'm gonna have to sign off now because I need to pack all my kit up. Fished here a couple of times when I get over from Ireland. Great place owner. Nice man, well done, Dax. Thank you very much, Gary. Ireland, I love Ireland. I used to go fishing in Ireland all the time when I was a kid. Well, not I was a kid, not all the time, but that was my holiday. If I went fishing, I used to love going to Ireland. I used to love it. Hi, Carl. Carl, I took there's a picture. I done a thing on my Facebook page yesterday, and you were in the background with it. Have a look at it if you can. It's funny. Big fish. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to sign off, guys. What I'll do, I've got 3 keep nets, okay? 3 keep nets out. I'm going to try and take a catch photograph. Then I will ping it on there. Like Wold Farm Fisheries, WOLD, Wold Farm Fisheries. If you like that, I'll try and do some more posts just to keep you occupied. And yeah, I'll do if you go onto my Facebook page, like that, and then I will I'll try and do what I caught this afternoon. I started about 4 o'clock. Obviously I've been walking around for the last hour or however long. I'll try and get a picture there, and we'll go from there. So guys, last thing I'll say to you is stay safe. I know it's boring for you. I know it is boring. I'm very lucky to be able to go and do what I can do in my back garden. Stay safe, and then you will be able to get on the bank. As long as you all behave yourselves, you'll be able to get on the bank. I'll try and do some more live Facebook pages. I might try and do one to try and catch a catfish. No volume. Is that me? Is that better, Scott? Is that better? I'll try and catch a catfish tomorrow. I hate catfish. I flipping hate them, but I'll try and do a catfish tomorrow. Hope the lockdown lifts as soon as we're back to the business. Hopefully, mate. See you soon. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off. I'll try and do the picture of the fish there. Hopefully tomorrow I will do try and catch a catfish. Catfish on fly home. You're mad for fly fishing, aren't you, Eddie? Right, I'm going. See you later, guys. See you later.